everybody, I'm Aaron.
And I'm Atticus.
And this is Philosophy for Where We Find Ourselves, June 21st, 2020. Happy Father's Day. Now, we recognize that for many who have wonderful relations to their fathers, whose fathers have been lights and shining stars in their lives, this is a day of celebration. But there's also plenty of people who don't have great relationships with their fathers or who grew up in frustrating homes, and so we recognize that this can also be a tough day. But we thought that today, instead of me just giving some sort of philosophical account about fathers or trying to dig into the minds of philosophical wisdom, we would instead have a conversation. This is my son, and he is going to talk to me today about what he finds most compelling about fathers, about what he hopes a father will be, and maybe that'll give us some inspiration how it is we can live into that role, whether or not we are biological fathers or adopted fathers, but simply insofar as we all are mentors to someone. We are examples to someone else. So Atticus, let's have a little conversation.
Okay.
What do you think is the most important thing about being a father? Like, what makes someone a good father?
So to be a father, in my opinion, I think you have to be really brave and courageous to have a child, because you have to help them when they need help, and you are their leader and they follow you. So it's kind of like you are to protect and also to help the child when they need.
That's a really good answer. Oh, well, I hope I have been brave and courageous for you, fighting some lions and tigers and bears. What do you think is something that when you become a father maybe one day are things that you would want to do, that you'd want to develop, some of the traits that you would want to have in your life?
Well, for starters, I would want to my child to be really kind and nice to people, not like a bully.
Mm-hmm.
So I would want them to help other people, like other kids in their class. Say they get a new kid, to be nice to them. And I would tell them to do that. So, because you say, what's more important, you always say this to me, what's more important, being rich or being kind but not as much money? And it's being kind to people, because that's what matters most.
If you could give advice to fathers today, what would that advice be? So you get to tell your dad, but also all the dads out there, what are something you would say, hey, on behalf of all the kids, here's what you want dads to know?
Yeah, go easy on your kids, because they are also dealing with the quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the grown-ups, it's the kids, because they're probably having it worse than y'all are. So it's just they are probably having it worse because they are always being alone. I don't even have siblings, so I hardly have anyone to play with usually during this quarantine. Because after this, I want to play with all my friends and have a great time.
Right.
But during it, just not as harsh, because the childs need to be helped more than probably y'all do, because they need to be with other people, because humans are naturally talkative and naturally with other human beings. So that's why this pandemic is so difficult.
If you would say that you looked at your grandpas, right, Papa and Grandpa, and then me, what are, you might say, the 3 things that you have learned from us about being a good person?
Well, you've taught me to be kind to people and not judge them. And also, two, you and Grandpa have taught me that fishing is the best.
That's true. Got to have your priorities straight.
And third, you, Grandpa, and Papa all helped me learn stuff, helped me how to swim. You taught me how to ride the bike. You taught me how to walk when I was really young. And you went through all of that with me, and you helped me through it.
Well, that is wonderful. Well, I am proud of you. I'm glad that you are my son. To all of you fathers out there, have a wonderful day. For those of you who are not fathers or have rough relationships with your father, still find a way today to be able to be a leader and a model and a mentor to someone else. Be kind, be courageous, and also recognize that others are watching. Atticus, this was a great conversation. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you tomorrow.
Unless a piano falls on our heads.
Take care.